Okay, well, we're live now, and so Sky was actually just telling me about how sometimes
Bump
the
up
music
the
in the background
music.
is
Bump up the
isn't
music.
strong, so we're gonna go like this. Just don't want it to be so strong for you guys. That's all, too, right?
Oh, let me
Let's
just
see
mute.
here.
What does the chat think?
Let me mute us
Hey,
and we can
chat.
listen to
Yeah,
the stream for a little bit. Hang on.
there you go. There you go.
Yeah.
We'll do this. We'll get this right. So
Hey, chat. How's the
there we
music
go.
going for you guys?
Huz to the okay, there. Yeah, you guys tell us when you guys are in there. Chat, I got some new things for you today too. A few new things, so we're gonna try some stuff out, and we'll see how well they go. But while we're here, let's do a quick recap while Sky is doing a sound check for us. It's not gonna be a quick recap this time because there has been a hot things going on there. So
It's good now. It's the same level of as we hear in the channel. Or in
oh,
our
that's
channel,
good.
in our room. So
Perfect. That's what we need. That's what we need. So, yeah, good to see you there, Dak. Dak, I'm going to get you to check something out for me while you're in there in the chat. Just have a look. Just have a look at that. See what you think there. Okay. In any case, recap time. So in our recap, party has been through quite a bit. So not really long ago. Really, it's only been a month since you guys were in a town called Hillholm. And in that town of Hillholm, you guys uncovered a gemstone that was at one point in time in the possession of a cloud giant, a fairly large one. And after having dispatched said giant as it was about to trample the town of Hillholm, you discovered you made a friend. You made a friend in a person named Sathalin, who also turned out to be somewhat draconic in nature. And she sets you out on a mission to try to understand the background behind this gemstone. She also helped Sky recover his staff, which had been sundered when he was being revived by Jetta after a unfortunate encounter with a whole bunch of grung. So really, Sathalin's kind of become a pretty decent friend for you guys. But
that
you
was
haven't.
the dragon, right?
That was the dragon, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Now I remember.
Yeah. So it's been a while since you have thought too much about her, because as soon as you guys got to Claymouth trying to track down Adrix, who was the wizard that had already double-crossed you by stealing said gemstone, you ended up kind of in the middle of some other challenges. I mean, Bob and Frog got arrested once, so hey, there was that too. But while there, a number of people became ill, Jetta being included in that mix, and some of them turning into Slad. Finding the pollution source became a priority for you guys, particularly because of a vision of another former adventurer you had with your group, Tarina. And so onward to the Redbud Forest you went to go and explore Pyramid, and which, after a little bit of looking around, you discovered that the source of the pollution was this pyramid, and so you went in. It's been a bit of a chaotic journey, and so once inside, you managed your way through this strange maze, got yourself through to a couple of there was a I can't remember. Oh, Chimera. That's what it was. Chimera in there that you guys had befriended, tried to help escape. Still in there with Chazith, another person that you guys collected from a nearby village called Famond. And eventually got to the top level where you found a whole bunch more Slod, including your former adventurer friend, who was obviously not so much themselves anymore. A couple of battles went. One of them went awry. The other one still seems to have gone awry. And this is kind of where we're kind of picking up. Where we left off was you guys having finished off the last of the Slod, including a fairly powerful, smaller but gray Slod. And while doing so, discovering a rift in the planes of existence, particularly leading as a new person to your group, Steward, kind of has suggested to the realm of chaos, to Limbo, You guys shoved a large boulder into it, which was enough to help it kind of close up, or so you think at the very least. But also in doing so, in having this battle, one of the other people that you managed to come across, there was a number of people that you ran upon in the pyramid, one of them being Kithaela, a tall, finely featured elf. Long black hair, tattoos across the forehead, and a long blue cloak. That she was supposed to come and help you guys with this last battle, as has been said somewhat succinctly, was not very helpful much at all. As a matter of fact, as Stuart entered onto the scene, Kithaela seemed to be leaving. And leaving behind the corpse of one of your people, Rhys Devereaux. And so having now discovered that Rhys Devereaux has in fact been killed, and likely by Kithaela, you guys started to give chase. Now before we go completely into this chase sequence though, I am going to get one more roll. I think I want to go with Stuart on this one. And so let's get the get this up here. So Stuart, you guys haven't you don't necessarily have the same connection to the tiefling that you found was dead in the doorway yet, because you haven't been with the party very, very long. So your intrigue in this particular place is pretty high. You're really keen to figure out what all of this stuff was that was in here that people were fighting over. So I'm going to get you to roll a perception check and see, before the party completely runs out of the pyramid, if you can connect to what it is that's all going on in here. I'm going to say this is a slight retcon from just as you guys were leaving. Stuart was checking things out after plugging up that portal, that rift to Limbo.
14.
Okay. So in this space, looking a little bit more about how potentially this rift started in the first place, you do see that there seems to be some arcane sigilry throughout the room. Things etched into the walls that all seem to be connected in a form of like a mathematical equation. It almost looks architectural, and it all seems to center towards a divot in the wall, a depression in the wall, probably about this big, like 3 inches across max. No, we'll go 2.5 inches across. Sorry. And it's just almost a slightly oblong depression in the wall, kind of above where the rift was. Rook, I'm gonna just let you think on that one for a sec. Rook had been off working with the lizard, dealing with the lizard folk. I'm not sure it's much of a vibe with the lizard folk, to be honest, because they're all
More
dead.
like comforting, yeah. More like
Yes.
trying to comfort him.
When Frar and Jedi run away to chase the elf, I would shout to them, but Rook is not here. We have to wait for Rook.
We gotta murder this lady before she gets away. And so it's just like...
I'm gonna do a slight retcon too, and while Frar is carrying Rhys's dead, mangled, destroyed, lifeless, no-life body, I'm going to... Frar is gonna try and reach out and try to grab Jetta by her hand to stop her from the tracks. Jetta! Wait!
Okay.
She's gone. And we have a body here.
I have
You're
my
not
spell
certain.
up.
Yeah. So Jetta's got a
chasing it.
spell up and can tell at least where the stone is. She's got the stone pinging back to her through this locate object spell up. So, Jetta, are you gonna stop?
You guys go, I will wait for Rook.
Wherever she is, we can track her down later. Right now, we have a body to bury. Not to mention this temple is still a problem. We will get our revenge, but we have to finish things first.
She stole the gem, and Jeddah can still sense it. If she's out of range, we'll never catch up to her again.
Exactly. This is our only shot if we're gonna deal with this.
Run, Jeddah! Run!
Jetta's running. Sorry,
right.
Fro.
I'll let go.
So Jeddah runs like just right through the cloudy room with all the cloud smoke in it, covers her mouth, just beelines. I'm gonna get you to roll a quick perception check for me, Jeddah, just because I'm curious to see how many walls you run into on your way out.
Fair.
The exit was not through the cloud anymore, right?
Well, no, she has to pass through that room that has the cloud to get to that tunnel that Stuart used to get in, and that Brooke turned her arms wooden through. Yeah, you definitely bump solidly into a door frame on your way through, but because you are moving so fast, but nothing, you don't damage yourself.
Yeah.
Emerge into the hallway, look to your left. Rook is still, you're still comforting? Okay, cool.
Yeah, I like to comfort and yeah, I rolled an investigation check to check out what was the cause of death in these ones here last session.
All right, I'm actually going to get you to roll for me. Oh, an investigation check will work. Let's go with it.
All right.
What was the roll for it?
Let's see. Last session it was.
Oh, it's a
I
ways
didn't
back. I'm gonna
roll.
get you to
Yeah.
re-roll. I'm gonna get you to roll
Yes,
medicine
please.
check instead then.
Medicine.
But Jeddah, nothing in the hallway, but you do still see that little tunnel that had been cut out in the wall, and that you guys have already been through once. So you just dash down that hallway, keeping that little ping up of your locate object spell. And what you see is, for a brief moment, it's about 600 feet away from you now. Was about 500 at first, but for a brief moment, it seems to stop and just kind of. You are now gaining on it. It does not seem as though it's moving, at least for a few moments.
Okay.
Okay.
She keeps going.
Back. So now we're a heavily split party at the moment. So I'm gonna try and do some stuff here for a couple. I'm gonna start off with. Let's start off with Frar and Bob then. Because you guys are still somewhat close to each other.
All right.
So everybody's kind of run away.
Go after Jeddah, Frar. Keep her
There's
safe.
this new rat
Can you-
person.
I'll look for Rook.
Can you take this from me? Take him from me. Or
I'll
them.
take Reese out of your hands and bring him along.
I am going to burst with Goku speed towards Jeddah. At least towards the direction where I think she would be, because I'm not really sure where she is. So I'm gonna try and kind of track her footprints or something like that when I get outside.
Okay, so yeah, and similarly, roll me a perception check.
Yes, sir. Let me
If
just...
it helps, Jetta's not quiet.
Oh, definitely not quiet. She is traipsing and
pissed.
pounding. Yeah.
If
So,
my
I mean, that
thing
definitely
would load.
Oh, it's still loading. While he's doing that, Bob. Oh no, there it is. 17 on the perception. Yeah, no problem. You've walked into this wall a couple of times in this cloudy room, so getting through there, no problem. Getting out the hallway and down the tunnel again, no problem. When you emerge, it is, by the way, Jeddah, when you emerge as well, you actually, Brar, I'm going to say, because of how quickly you made this decision, you're not even 50 feet behind her. You're pretty close, keeping track on her. But Jeddah, when you emerge, it is night. And it is a partially cloudy, but you can still see the stars kind of peeking here or there through the night. But it is definitely the middle of the night when you emerge, and there is a crisp, cool breeze coming in from one particular direction. You still haven't really ascertained what direction you're facing at this point in time, but you don't care. There is a gem on the loose, and so off you run. Into the forest best as you possibly can, taking advantage of your dark vision to go through. Without any hassle, Frar, you're able to see the shape of Jeddah darting and jumping over logs and through brush, trying to keep track.
When I follow her,
doing a little bit of veering.
When I follow her, can I just smash through the things she's going over So like
Absolutely.
while she's jumping, I'm just walking, just smashing through the logs.
So Jetta, you hear something giving chase behind you. You're muted.
Oh, sorry. Do I look back and just see it's Far?
Oh, totally, yes.
Okay.
It's coming
Yeah.
in like a truck.
All right, so I'm gonna let you guys run into the forest for a bit. Bob, you've taken Reese somewhere.
I'm carrying Reese, looking for Rook. Rook, where'd you go? Rook.
Look, what's your
I
passive
will
perception
just
anyway?
start wandering the hallways towards. Because did you say anything, Rook? Where you went?
No, I was just following the lizard folk as he left the room.
But did we see?
So you
did we see that?
you probably heard her chatting to the lizard folk, talking to him about like what had happened in the pyramid and things like that.
I will walk towards the. 14 is my passive perception. I will walk towards where the lizard folk are, where I think the lizard
Alright.
folk are in the temple, carrying
Okay,
dead Reese.
so with dead Reese in your arms, over your shoulder,
No, in my
how-
arms.
in your arms. Okay, cool.
It's not.
As
It's
you're
not
walking,
a carpet.
Frar, I asked because Frar definitely slung him over his shoulder at one point in time. Anyway, but
think
Frar, Bob, you go down get out of the cloudy space, which you are unfortunately very familiar with now, and taking your time.
Is Stuart still there, by the way? I forgot
He's
to ask.
he's upstairs still, actually, at the moment.
Yeah, would it be at the same spot as we were? Because they would
Yeah.
run after her, and I think that whole conversation of go not go would be in the same room as the moment they
Partially.
spurt away. So
Partially, you guys are actually out in that more open area where you had put up your wall of thorns. He's still in that room where the rift was.
if he
And
would
so
have
while
been
he definitely would hear, he's not there.
anywhere near, I would have invited. Hey, Red Man, are you coming along?
Yes, it's just a moment, and I'm going to attempt to make an Arcana check to see if this thing is closed and how easy it would be to open it up again, and if
Sure.
there's any way I can make it harder for that to happen.
All right, go for it.
Something like that.
Try stroking
Oh,
it. It'll get
uh,
Roll
hard.
20.
Accidentally
Oh,
placed.
it's a double click.
Damn.
19.
Oh, it's 19.
That would have been
Oh, shit.
amazing.
Dang it.
Still.
But now we know what you're capable of. Anyway, so
Yeah, you think it will start leaking again?
well, and looking at it, looking at the way the mathematical formulas seem to have been etched actually into the walls and centered on this point, something about this point is important. Maybe some sort of power source is supposed to be there that isn't. But it conjures up, in your mind anyway, some of the symbols seem very similar to some of the abjuration magic that you've experienced. Kind of a shielding or protecting kind of magic.
I think this portal, and this is just speculation, but I think this portal is likely, what would you call it? A wound, almost? And
It's sealed now, right? It's closed.
I think there's something that could help shield against it from returning. But your friends are running off. I think we can come back if we truly need to.
They're just chasing the woman that you let out, not knowing that she was the murderer of one of our friends. But one of my other friends, Rook, is still inside. She's always the curious one, so probably she's chatting up with the lizard folk, checking for alternative motives.
I'll just...
I'm going to find her if you want to tag along.
I will. I'm gonna just go up to the place where it looks like something's supposed to be put, and just kind of memorize the size and shape.
Sure.
Just
All
make
right.
sure I know what I'm looking. If I see something the same size and shape, I'll know.
Fair enough. Kind of put your hand up into it, and it is very definitely an impression of some sort. Feels like Something of immense power must be the only thing you can think of that would hold back a wound, as you have said, in the way that it has. So,
A thought. You almost see a light bulb go off. And Stuart will say, "You said something about a gem. Wouldn't have to be about this size, would it?"
Sorry, what size?
And I'll show him the crevice.
oddly, very similar sized.
Well, it should fit there, I think.
And Bob, it also helps you immediately connect to the
Your minds
realization that
together.
yeah, it really is. The other gem that you've been carrying in your pocket
Wait,
is also of similar size.
Wait, I have a similar one, and I take out my Starfire gem. Wait,
And
wasn't that stolen at some point?
sort of. You've already uncovered it then. So you've recovered it since.
Starfire. I have a Starfire in my
Yeah,
inventory.
and you are actually attuned to it too. So there is actually, I think I gave the sheet to you. If I didn't give the sheet to you, then that's
I think so. I've been carrying
What
this
is the
along
Starfire gem again?
since carrying this around since the beginning, thinking it's.
Oh,
just
I
a
have not
gem.
put it in the sheet. I put it in the roll 20, but I haven't given it to you. So how's about I give it to you? Because it has been a long time.
After a year.
It has been a long time. Well, actually, no. You actually only picked it back up again at Claymouth, so you haven't had it for more than 2 weeks.
Imagine if it has like some really useful spells we could use.
2 weeks in
Yeah,
game. But
That's why I'm like, why are you not using it? I did not realize this is on me. This is on me. Okay, so there is the gemstone for you to go ahead and explore.
where I don't see it.
Imagine it has
It's in handouts.
revive, and it has like
You wish- oh.
reincarnate.
Awkward.
It has
Banish.
wish in it.
Banish Cathala.
Something went wrong.
Banish Cathala. Target.
No save.
The
Return
PDF
friend to us.
The PDF does not
Alright.
work.
It's not working?
No, something went wrong. It's
Alright, well then I will put it into your channel in the Discord right now.
While that's happening, Stuart will say, "Well, you seem to have been mistreated by wizards of late, so I'll let you decide what to do with that information."
I've been carrying this along for a while. And we had another one that could locate stuff. If you touched it and think of what you desire, you can find it. It's more like a compass thing. Or you could see the gem. Another gem, I think. You could see through
There it
another
is.
gem. It's really Reese who knew how it worked.
Interesting magics. Not
Wait,
many.
where'd you post it?
I put it in the Bob character in the Olivon channels in Discord.
I gotta go take a tinkle, so I'll be right back.
Oh, that was lovely. Thank you for advertising. Okay, so
I
good
don't see it.
is it not there yet? Oh,
No,
I have
I
to hit
see
the
it.
enter button.
Yeah, that's where.
Cheapers. Wow, I'm telling you guys. Okay, I am
It
on
ain't
it.
a
I do
D&D
have all these
session
things.
without technical issues.
Well, I think the technical issues are actually mine this time, though. So
Oh no.
that's not it. Yeah. Anyway, hi, back. So, while Sky's kind of exploring that PDF here just for a moment.
I've been having a Starfire the whole time that could do spare the dying. Gentle repose, so I could have saved Reese. Although
Still-
technically he was around the corner. Oh, all these spells go so against my nature. Okay.
I know. Okay, so, Jetta, you are just tearing off into the forest, and
But- To be
it
honest,
doesn't take long.
I cannot remember attuning to it. I've always just put it in my pocket and never looked at it, so I don't think I am attuned to it.
you
I
are
never- I-
actually attuned to it.
Okay, then just without knowing it, maybe.
Yes, definitely one of those things. And as soon as you realize that, because now you're actually seeing, like, you pick up the Star Sapphire in your hand, and it's a fairly sizable gemstone. It doesn't seem to fit the shape of the depression in the wall, but it is still fairly similar in size.
Oh, the
Holding
metal
it in your
attuned for
hand, you
touch.
immediately feel how much you dislike it. It doesn't connect to the essence that Bob normally is. But then it also conjures up a memory in you of when Reese attuned the amethyst. That it just happened. Reese didn't have a choice about it.
This song reminds me of Zelda.
That may very well be. Dax got the chat. You're not attuned to it. It's attuned to you, maybe.
You should have told me, because then I think I lose an... Do I still have an attunement?
It does not seem to have changed your attunement slots.
No,
Look,
it does.
It's a
because
magically
you
attuned item.
You're the one who's no. It's attuned to you.
It says it.
It takes its slot because it
takes
has
a
you in
slot
it.
of another attunement.
It's plot-based attunement.
On
The most recent item does
You
not
are
work
the
with you,
item.
so basically it's each one of my attunement slots. And
Yeah,
I should,
you're the item.
You're-
that's
yeah.
attuned
I
to.
could not
gonna
have,
use you.
Guys. I could not have used other magic items that I'm attuned to.
In this particular case, it doesn't seem to have actually affected your attunement slots, that you still were able to hold them.
Okay, perfectly. So that does not
It
mingle with
requires an
any potions.
attunement, but it does not seem to affect anything else you've got.
Speaking of attunement slots, is there like a thing in the sheet for that? Because I don't know if I'm attuned to anything, or I
There
don't
is
know.
not a thing in the sheet. That's one limitation that the character sheets have, is keeping track of your attunement slots. So you could just kind of have to make notes for yourself on it. I don't think I'll have to go through everybody's sheets afterwards, but I go through your. If you want to, you can go through and just ask me, and then just check to see what other objects you have that might require attunement.
I only have
There's a
one
lot
thing,
that you guys
so
have.
yeah. I only
Yeah.
have like the cloak of
So-
protection. Is the cloak of protection an attunement item? Yeah,
Yes.
so I just have that.
Okay. Jetta, as you take you get a little ways into the forest, and you still notice that object still isn't moving. I'd say you're probably about 150 feet in before suddenly the thing disappears. Something seems to have become a barrier to your detection of it.
Okay. Could I have gone stealthy as I got closer, or no?
Well, you're now about 350 feet away from, well, mathing tells me 450 feet away from, no, you're going to be closer. Yeah, 450 feet away from where you last saw it.
Okay.
So you could start going stealthy with Frar just catching up to you.
That'll
Go
be
ahead and roll me a stealth check.
just like crouch beside her.
Okay, I'm gonna use Pass Without a Trace to see if
Marvelous.
this changes anything.
On me too?
Yeah, if
Yes.
you're within a specific spot, then you're covered
25.
with it by 2.
Okay, so stealth and then oh, 36.
Okay, there's a nat 20. Gotta love it.
Jetta means business.
You are hyper-focused,
I'm going
It's
to.
gone. but you know exactly how far away it was and the direction you would need to go to get back to it again.
Jetta, just point me towards it and I'll fucking destroy her.
I'll just silently be pointing in the direction that I'm walking.
Alright, I'm gonna.
Like,
Tactical stealth.
so every once in a while, you hear, Jetta, you hear in the dead silence of the forest, save for the crickets and the insects that seem to be kind of coming to life at this time of night, along with a few, probably bats flying overhead from time to time. Stepping through the forest, you find the moss. You step on the softest parts of everything. You hear Rar brush up against one leaf, one little twig, and it's just a kind of sound, and that's it, like just a dragging sound. You kind of look back at him and give him a bit of a scowl, and then keep on going. It hasn't come back to your vision. You're trying to hold concentration on the spell, but it's not coming back. But you know where you're going.
Jenna would keep going just to make sure that it's not like disappearing into like some sort of like dimensional space. Like she wants to rule out if she teleported or not, basically.
I also want to look at the ground for anything that has been trampled or like the branches that has been snapped, just to kind of like traditionally track.
Sure. So I'm gonna get perception check from Jeddah and a survival check from Frar.
Thank you.
So
Too dark out
concentrated.
night.
Back to the single digits. So I see a
So
bug.
concentrated on making sure that you are not making extra sound. You can't tell. You're just having a tough time noticing. But you do travel on for a little bit, looking for a roll from
Sorry,
Jeddah on
my
perception.
sheet was loading.
Slow. There we go. Gotcha. 17. So, Jeddah, you are able to keep yourself focused pretty well on where that object would have disappeared. And so, I'm going to say it would take you a bit of time. I'm going to say probably a good solid. Now let me think about this. Mathing this. You're going to take a while before you actually get there. It's going to be about a half hour before you actually get to where you think that gemstone was.
That's okay.
Okay, so during that half hour, well, you guys are going to carry on with that perception check, and I'll come back to you guys in a couple. Rook! Our turn.
Yes.
So, Rook, you are sitting in this room with a whole bunch of lizard folk corpses kind of strewn about here. You did roll for me your check. It was way back here.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. So, fairly quickly you can tell that most of these creatures were in some form of a combat.
Alright.
The combat they seem to have been in, blades were tended to be the biggest challenge for them. There's no real evidence of who would have held the blades, but you can definitely tell that blades were used to slit throats, cut into, pierce the skin of these lizard folk. What you also notice about these lizard folk is that many of them have some very strange deformations. One of them has a third eye where their cheek goes. Another one has a vestigial tail off of a vestigial tail. It's a really strange series
Split tail.
Very much. Every single one of these seems to have been affected by the chaos magic of this pyramid.
Alright. Recalling the equipment of the soldiers that Cathala hired, what were they wielding?
Largely blades, shield, and one of them had a quarterstaff. Now that you think about it, that was Cathala. And Tella, who is another one who is up there with you, kind of a similar mindset to what you have, favored a dagger and bow. There isn't much here for bows, for arrows, for things that were pierced by arrows.
Okay. Knowing this, I'll just approach the lizard folk that was with me. Did they tell me what their name was?
He did.
I forgot the name.
I did too. Let's
Oh, no.
see here.
His name is Fred.
Sure, Fred's the name now. Okay.
Alright, Fred.
Fred. Nah, you know what? I'm gonna go with a different one.
You want to make
I'm
it more
gonna go
fantasy?
Tumble.
Fredella.
No, I'm gonna make it Tumble. So Tumble.
Oh,
There you
Tumble.
go.
His nickname's Tum Tum.
Tumble is also still very naked. And so all you really see, like, you don't see a bum crack on lizard folk because they have a tail that covers that, but you basically have that.
And he has a sheath too, so for his weapon. For his weapon.
I'm
Strategically covering his bits and bobs there.
So you can actually probably find some clothing in here that is not actually on, because this appears to have been at one point in time a fairly well-appointed room, at least in terms of simple clothing, simple furnitures, wicker creations and such.
All right. I would like to get some relatively clean clothes from one of the lizard folk and offer it to Tom Like, listen, Tumble, I'm so sorry about your people. Here, something to at least cover you up.
Puts it on. I don't know what happened. He kind of goes over to
I
one of them and he lifts what looks to be like this kind of a strange headpiece, perhaps made of brambles, and then lifts it off the person's head, just kind of gently lays the head down.
I don't. I
Puts
don't.
it on his head.
Yeah. I'm so sorry for your loss, man. I can't imagine how you must feel losing your people like this.
And he starts kind of pushing through some of the bodies, and he finds a long spear, and he kind of picks it up.
What are you gonna
Who
do
are you?
now? Me? I'm Rook.
Really?
I'm Rook. I used to be an elf, but not like this. I don't have like tree branches.
Why you're here and they're not.
Well, we were looking for the cause of people turning into those monsters that we see, like those giant frogs that turn other people into giant monster frogs. And apparently we found the source. And listen, I don't think we were part of this massacre here. I think this happened way before we arrived.
And you kind of point out to some of the wounds that make it appear as though these wounds have been a couple of days old. Because they are most definitely at least 2 days old. Kind of looks to you and looks back. I think it's time you leave. This is my home, not yours.
I understand. Well, hopefully there are other lizard folk around here, and if you want, we could look for a cure together. I mean, since...
This is
Yeah.
not something to be cured.
It's not?
Or you think that death can be cured? And he just kind
I'm
of
so sorry.
turns over to back over to the corpses, and he starts trying to move them around into what appears to be a form of a respectful position, because they really have just been kind of piled in a corner here, and kind of sets them up in so that they all kind of look like they're just dogs curled up for a sleep, just kind of gently moving. Turns out that there's about 7 of them in this space.
Alright,
It is
I
time
will
for you
leave
to
him
go.
be.
It's time for you
Yeah,
to go.
I will leave him be and silently walk out. And yeah, just walking down the hallway where I came from.
Alright, so walking back down the hallway you came from, leaving Tumble behind with the remnants of his kin, you round a corner again. Hey, Bob?
Windy, before Rook goes, this all happened a little bit, I think, the same time as me and Stuart are talking.
Yes.
And then you gave me that sheet of the star sapphire that I've been carrying around in my pocket this whole time for long sessions. It is, of course, all necromancy stuff, but there is a resurrection spell if you use all 12 charges. So the moment Stuart asked me if you will lend me a little courtesy, the moment he asked me and I noticed that I have similar gem and I take it out, now I take it out with a corpse very close to me because I'm carrying Reese. Can it start glowing and like activate? Can we roll on that or?
Let's see here.
That I suddenly find out that it has to do with necromancy. And of course, I would like to start. Would like to use the resurrection spell to revive Reese.
See here. Read it real quick. This'll work. You can do this. Describe what you think it looks like.
I always imagined it had like a star form, and it was like purple black, like the one in the handout you showed me. Of course, in the handout it's more disc with a white star on it. But whatever you want to go with.
So when you it does, and it's the star that seems to kind of have this deep blue, slightly purplish kind of glow as you kind of look to it and, with Reese in your arms, and kind of decide you're gonna have to lay Reese down. And laying Reese down and press it to his chest.
Maybe from my attunement, I feel that this might work as I lay the stone on top of his chest and activate it with all its charges and cast the resurrection spell through the stone.
Let's see here. Yeah, okay.
I cannot. I
So-
want to save Artie's character, which
So-
means I cannot use the stone for the next 10 days.
That would be the case. So you press it to him, and it kind of does a little bit of a vibration in your hand. It's not a visible pulse; you feel it in your hand as you push through what you can only assume is the spell that's going to bring Reese back. I am going to get you to roll for me a quick Arcana check.
We've a 5.
God damn.
So, you immediately start to feel it siphon some power from you. Well. And so I guess I need to ask you, how intent are you to allow it to do so?
I still have 3 first level spell slots left. If that's my magical bucket, it can drain
Okay.
it all if it likes.
Alright. And so you feel something kind of, it's almost like it's kind of burbling and bubbling up under the skin, all the way up to this little part of your body, and you can actually feel it kind of be pulled down your arm and through the stone into Reese. And as you look, now Reese is already relatively purple-skinned as it is, but you swear you see a little patch of red kind of push up the arm and underneath the shirt and up up across the necks.
Take a little bit of Farrar from me. I inject a little bit of Farrar in him.
And
There's a far in everyone.
you haven't been to a brothel for a while, Farrar, so that's good. Okay, so but eventually it does
and
make its way up the neck of
Resur-
Reese.
Resurrection also cures all poison and diseases and curses.
Yes.
Oh no, it does not remove curses and magical diseases. I don't know if he was infected from slaughter or something like that. But
So it you see Reese's neck, kind of sallow as it was, suddenly fill and swell just a brief little bit, and then
Riz, you're okay, you're okay. You were dead a little while, but I brought you back with the gem.
Bob,
Who killed you? Can you remember?
and I'm gonna get, you know what? I'm gonna get the chat. We're gonna try something slightly different here. So just bear with me as I try something out here a bit. So Dak, you've checked this out. We have this new thing that we're gonna try out. And so Dak, I'm gonna
we
get you
suck
to
at
roll
rolling.
D6
We suck at rolling back.
on this
Oh,
one.
no.
Hopefully-
a -4 penalty, by the way, from resurrection.
Yes, we're gonna try and figure out where that -4 penalty is gonna be applied. I don't know if I want to do it to attack rolls and ability checks. I think I want to do it some other way.
Attack rolls?
It's in the end,
So-
this Reese's character, he also hide bench anyway.
Yeah, so in that new thing that you've seen, Dak, I want you to try doing so.
But he will live!
Right?
At least for the little sister, yes.
Yeah, let's see here. or anybody else in the chat, they can actually do this as well. It goes like that. You peek in there, you can do the roll for me. So we'll see, and I'll come back to that in just a bit moment. Once that dice rolls
I will
out,
give
but-
him advantage.
Okay, so well, this is not one that's advantage, so we'll use that for later on, though. This is just to choose a feature. Nonetheless, Priest and is just exhausted immediately. Kind of takes his hand and goes to his neck,
okay,
where
you'll be okay.
the biggest wound was.
It's gone, it's
it
gone.
gone? Are they all gone, Bob?
Yes, I think you're fine. But maybe you need to rest a little bit. I just
That
need
would
to
be
know who killed you. We found you all dead in a corridor. I sent you away with...
My God, I wish I don't have my notes open.
I sent you away with Cathila.
Eh,
Is she the one who killed you?
That elvish bitch.
I knew it. Bob and Afrar and Jeddah are chasing her as we speak.
And her eyes
Bob
just kind of
speaks in
go
third
far
person.
off.
Oh, by the
And
way, this
immediately-
is Stuart.
You know, this Stuart is very keenly looking at the crystal, and he says, "That was an incredibly powerful divine spell. Are you capable of doing that often?"
This is actually the first time that I knew the gem was something magical. I always had it in my pocket, in my bag, but you can have a look if you want.
And I
Bob,
take
where's
it off the
mine?
chest of Reese. Gave it.
That bitch took it from you. But don't worry, Jeddah and Frar will get it back.
And you see, he is definitely a lot more frail in this moment. And he turns over and just retches on the ground beside him.
There we go.
I hold his hair.
You
But
see,
now
he's very very keenly, or like very intently, like really close to his face, looking at this thing and turning it over, and he pulls out a dagger and lights it and casts light on it, and starts shining a light through it, and looking all over it, and says,
Always, my magic is connected with the star, so maybe that's why I could activate it.
"Well, I'd say this is somehow definitely connected to you," and I'll give it back.
I'll put it away as it now looks dormant.
Oh, it looks deactivated now. I don't sense it anymore as well.
Kind of dull.
It's like a dull connection.
I say, and you see him cast a spell, and all of a sudden, an ethereal armor covers him as he casts mage armor, and he says, "Let's go get this thing back. This other crystal."
Yeah, we need the other gem as well. It's also powerful and belongs to our friend, the dragon.
Okay, I'm ready. I'm ready. And just kind of pulling himself up to his knees a little bit.
Oh, there's Rook finally. Rook! Look, Reese is alive again.
Yeah,
You see Rook just like sitting down, slumped, looking at her feet, like she looks so defeated.
Wait, what's wrong?
You're not the
Do
one
pe-
that was dead. What happened to you?
Who? What? Huh?
This
Are you not happy to see Reese alive again?
What's wrong with him?
Wait, what's wrong with you?
I was dead. What was wrong with you?
I was turned into a tree. Don't you remember?
Oh, well, I'm still a stone.
Honestly, a little fetching. A
Maybe
little
we should
fetching.
get out of.
Oh god.
Let's get out of here, guys. It's time to finally leave this temple, I think.
Wait,
That's-
before we leave, what about your other friend, the dragon, lion, goat-headed monster downstairs?
Room, I want to go out of here. He made his choice. He didn't want to go with us anymore. After
Well,
we
I think-
scared him.
I think we owe it to him that he wanted to get out, right? So we found a way out. Might as well just
I
go
don't
back
have
and get him.
don't have the magic anymore to make him shrink. I gave it all to bring Reese back to life, so I'd rather find Frar and Jetta.
All right. You know what? You guys go ahead. I'll see what I can do about that monster down there. And I feel bad enough for Antella dying. I feel bad enough for Tumble's people passing away. I feel bad for my brother-in-law. I need a moment for myself. And Brooke just walks down the hallway.
But. And Bob's going like. Okay.
If we're going to catch these guys, we're going to need to hurry. And you all of a sudden see Stuart almost grow longer and get on all fours, and I'm going to use shape change to... Or I think it's called shape... What is it called? It's not called shape change. It's called...
Post it.
Not that. Not that. I'm looking for it. Shifting. It's called shifting.
All right, let's see it.
It's very long. Basically, I got the Swift Stride version, which means while shifted, I get 10 feet of additional movement, and as a reaction, I can move 10.
Did you just turn into a real rat?
No, he still looks mostly like himself, but he has all his ratty features have been enhanced. And he's
Very cool.
He rushes out, following the trail of destruction that the fighter left.
Wait for us, wait for us.
I pick up Reese and I carry him because he's still weak.
Oh God! And just kind of drapes over your shoulders in a hug over your shoulders, Bob.
And I get temporary hit points equal to double my proficiency bonus.
Nice. Okay, so, Rook, you make your way back down the corridor and past that one, almost like it was a sitting room, to get back to where you first met Cathala and Tella and her guards. And as you arrive, one of the guards around the corner kind of starts and then kind of holds a blade out to you.
It's me. You know, the elf. I
where's
just
the
turned
rest
into
of
a tree. Your master ran away. Apparently, she killed one of our companions and Antella as well. So, you guys are all alone now. I don't think you're gonna get paid or anything, so do with that what you will.
Jerry, it's time to get out of here. You have a way out?
Yes, I pointed them the opening in the corridor. Just don't breathe the gas from the room across. It's poisonous.
Okay. Jerry, get your shit. Let's go. And the 3 or 4 guards, actually, we say there's 5 guards actually out there, just immediately grab their stuff, looking at you, very angry, but also happy. They seem to be kind of elated that they're leaving. They're tired of standing post.
Can I do an insight check if they're angry at me or something else?
Yeah, go for it.
Alright. Ooh.
Yeah, no, they're very much... They're exhausted. They... hearing that Cathala has abandoned them has made them particularly pissed off. They're not mad at you. They're mad at being duped.
Alright. Go get him, girls. Girls, guys.
Where are we going? Lead the way.
Just down the hall, and once you see the gas room there, there's a crack across the wall. Just go right through. Do not touch the oil on the side of the pyramid. It leads outside.
Right. Alright, let's go. And the 5 of them all carry in, they're just kind of clinking their armor and their materials down the hallway. turn a corner and disappear out of view, you have the space, including the room that Cathala was so intent on investigating, available to you.
Yeah, before I go down to check on Chazith and the monster, I'll snoop around that room then.
All right. So go ahead. So I'm going to say you go into that room. Takes a little bit of effort to get the door open because it was most definitely locked. But locked doors don't tend to block you up for very long. So I'm just going to say you go ahead and get in there. Okay. So I was about to switch over to Jetta, but she's got off to get coffee. So I will stick with you. So
All right.
All right. Roll
You're
me
with
an
me now.
investigation check, if you will, please.
Sure. Investigation. Ooh.
All right.
Wow. Hello.
What are your languages?
My languages are Gnomish, Elvish, and Common.
Okay.
Thieves
So-
can't. Yeah,
Thieves can't. Fair. Okay.
We
So
scan.
you
thieves can.
in this space you see what appears to have been a very old, dusty library of sorts, or repository of knowledge, which immediately makes your heart go a little aflutter because you know books. That's not a thing. You're not allowed to have books. So whatever was here, we're doing so incognito, as it were, at least certainly away from prying eyes of Claymouth. So, but you do see a couple of them open. One of them appears to be written in a slightly different language that seems more has a lot of swirls. It's almost like cursive, but it's got a few extra dots, almost runish cursive kind of thing. But it's not a language that's familiar to you. The other books, on the other hand, do seem to be familiar to you. There's one that is, it seems to be a journal, and flipping
Ooh.
through it really quickly, with a 19 on your investigation check, you get the sense that this was a journal of an adventurer that had been here. Looking at the descriptions of the events around him, around perhaps not quite a century ago, but pretty close. The adventurer was looking for the source of the magic in the Redbud forests, not truly believing that the Redbuds were actually Redbuds, magical themselves, despite what everybody else said, that the buds had healing properties, that the bark would were emboldening and strengthening, and so quickly connecting this journal to the deforestation that happened 80, 90 years ago here in the Redbud Forest. But this person didn't believe it. He believed that there was some sort of other arcane source that was powering the Redbud Forest. The last entry in it does indicate that it found one of the 3 trees that the druids speak of. Interestingly, at the top of a pyramid. So I'm going to go check it out.
Oh. The top of the pyramid.
And
Okay.
But most of the other things that you see and hear are written in this strange other language.
Okay. I would like to get all of the books that I can, as much as I can fit into my backpack.
Sure.
And are there any other things that Cathala had left behind in her hurry? Like personal
not
effects?
in this space.
Oh, okay.
Not in this space. Anyway.
You mentioned she had a tent, right? Or like a space for herself.
This was the space that she kept on going back to.
Oh, okay. She didn't have like a tent outside the camp or something.
Haven't seen anything like that, no.
Okay. In that case, once I've gotten what I came here for, I'll go downstairs and say hi to Chazith and the beast.
Alright. So, we'll come back to that in just a few moments. Jetta and Frar,
Yes.
sneaking out into the forest. And you, as you kind of reach towards the end of your, of where the thing last blipped out, you come across what appears to be a game trail of some sort. And at this point, you guys have gone quite a ways into the into the wood. The trees have gotten taller and thicker, but strangely enough, they're not all the same trees anymore. Then you're now actually starting to notice that some of these trees, maybe you're getting to the edge of the wood, because some of these trees are more like spruce and such. A bright colored spruce, like almost a yellow-green kind of color to these spruce trees. But as you get to this, what appears to be a game trail, you feel like you've probably arrived somewhere nearby where she left off. But still no evidence. And all you hear is the trees creaking, the wind pushing past you back in the direction you came. Leaf rustles, crickets, and insects, and the occasional hoot of an owl.
Okay, so nothing left behind then?
Not
Okay.
at immediate detection.
Can I roll an investigation just to see if there's anything interesting?
Sure, go for it.
Okay.
Can I help her find?
Yeah,
Can I help her find?
do it with advantage.
Okay. Let's see if I still have guidance prepped. Can I do that too?
This is going to take a little bit more effort than a guidance would do.
Okay, that's fine. That checks.
Your
Wow.
one of the things that makes it difficult for you to see anything around you right now is the blood surging in your body in anger and frustration. This person killed Reese, so you are just furious, and having a difficult time sensing anything up and down. I mean, there's a path. Maybe they used it to get out. Or maybe they had something else that helped them leave no trace behind.
Okay. Yeah, Jed is just like fuming and says, we better get back to the others. I'll let Bob know we're coming back.
What do you think happened? She teleported. The same trick that other one did. Maybe they're connected.
Most likely.
I never had a good feeling about her. She was too elvish. Not like a rook.
Hey, I'm elfish too.
You're a different kind of elf. You're different.
Oh, thank
She
you.
is generic.
So,
That's how it felt like to me.
NPC elf.
NPC elves are the worst.
You think we can find her using that other thing service we used before?
Well, the tricky thing is it was vice versa before. We used the gem that she just took to find the other gem.
Well, what if... Is there anyone who could... Didn't we use someone to detect her? To find... Not her! We used it... Yes, we used the scribe. Do you think we can force him to do it again? Or her?
I mean, I think so. Sorry, someone's mowing their lawn. Well, let's get back to the others and we'll brainstorm. I'll send Bob a message just so they don't go anywhere without us.
Alright.
So Bob, you'll hear a message in your head, which is shorter than Jetta's normal messages. Normally she tries to make it fun and spunky, but this time it's just,
Yo, daddy-o.
we're on our way back, and she got away. You can respond to this message.
I have good news, Jeddah. I used the Starfire gem to bring Reese back to life. All is fine here. Come back quick.
Okay. You see, in like just her anger and frustration, she suddenly like begins to smile, and she just goes, "Far, Reese is alive."
No, he's dead. That's the last time I saw him.
No, Bob brought him back to life.
What? Since when can Bob do that?
I had no idea he had that, but hey, let's get back.
Right, yeah, let's go.
You guys make it about 100 feet back in towards the wood, and you hear something traipsing through the ground at a rapid pace at you.
Jetta stands on guard, just getting attack.
Stuart, for not too long, because of your now elongated stride, you do happen upon Jetta fairly quickly, and you can go ahead and roll a perception check to see how far before you start to slow yourself up. Or do you just trip over her? Let's see what your perception check says.
Alright. Perception going. Not 20.
Roll 20.
Yeah, so through the forest you can actually hear Jetta just kind of finish saying, and Frar talking about how they did not know that Bob could actually do that.
With that, as they're hearing me approach, I'll say, I don't actually believe he was the facilitator of the spell. I believe he drew power or gave power to the crystal, and it facilitated the casting of the actual spell. That's just my hypothesis, however.
I do feel a little bit drained.
Wait, are we back?
You guys are meeting out in the middle of the forest.
Oh, okay.
Stuart.
Rook
That's
didn't want to go, by the
interesting.
way. She's still inside.
Can you make? I'm bad with names. What is everybody called? Jetta?
Yes.
Can Jetta make an insight check?
Yeah. She's just overwhelmed by everything.
Alright.
You're red for.
You don't notice much.
Fair.
Yeah, that does track. So you guys kind
Is
of
Reese
gather.
out?
Yeah, Reese is
Reese-
out as well. He's here.
Yeah,
Reese.
I'm
Reese kind
carrying
of steps
him.
down, kind of steps down off of Bob. Very feeble-legged. Kind of looks to you, Frar, just red, and just kind of
Yes, I
drapes.
told you.
I'm gonna like grab his shoulders, just push him like at arm's length, and be like,
It's really him.
"Are you sure?"
What?
I'm sure.
Frar, really, it's me. I get it, but it's me.
What
And
what nickname?
He also has a
do you
little bit
call
of
me?
red now, just like us.
What?
Like,
What nickname do you use to call me?
Red?
No, the other one.
The other one.
The
DM
goofy
is going
haha one.
through.
It's Foggy.
Oh yeah. Okay, totally. Yeah. Well, I don't think it's appropriate now that we killed a whole bunch of them, but Froggy,
It really is you.
Good night.
and she just kind of starts sobbing a bit into your shoulder.
guys, it's Rook is still inside. We should wait for her. Maybe we should set up camp just outside. I would like
Before-
to spend a night outside of the temple instead of
Before-
inside.
Before we do this, I'd like to say that Reese has been resurrected.
Oh my god!
Oh my god.
And I walk away.
roll a d6 for her. I'm kidding, don't. Back in towards the pyramid.
What if I do though?
I will.
And
What would I
psychic
get?
damage for everybody. Okay, so the chat takes 5 points of psychic damage from you.
So,
I'll
Stuart.
start putting up a little rest spot not far from the temple so that we can see who comes out.
Well, and so you have a couple of options. One of them is to kind of set up a camp kind of nearby where you are right now, which is around 300 feet away from the temple. That's about how far you guys would have gotten away from it. The other option is to go back towards the temple a little bit closer.
No,
Heck, you
closer.
could go further away if you wanted to.
No, I would go closer.
Okay. So going about how far away would you guys want to set up a camp?
viewing distance of the entrance. So we can
Viewing
see Rook.
distance.
So Rook can see us right away. If she walks out, she can see right away the light of our campfire.
Right outside
That
the
sounds
door.
perfect.
We make the camp right outside the door.
I'm gonna say you,
In the doorway.
having seen
In the door.
Rook get a little bit too close to some of that goo, I'm gonna say you guys probably set up camp around 60 feet away from the doorway then. Certainly within vision, but not close enough that somebody's gonna roll over and fall into a puddle of oil. Look then. You head your way down the stairs, and as soon as you get back into the room, both the Chimera and Chazith are sound asleep. You can't tell which one snores louder.
Oh, Chazza? Are you alive? Chazza! Wake up!
Ah, you're back!
Yeah. Yeah, we're back.
Are we ready then?
Well, about that, Cathala ran off and she killed several people, and yeah, I think the others are after her, but we have a way out. We can leave.
Cathala.
Oh, didn't you meet her upstairs? The
did,
elvish
he-
lady?
He did.
I met a few. The Elvish one? Okay, fair. She killed
Yeah.
people?
Yeah, she did.
Didn't like her.
Neither did I, but, well, what can we do? Anyway, I remember you talking to the Chimera before. Was it called?
Well,
Yeah?
Yeah. Well, we were gonna get him small, right, and find a way out.
Well, we found a way out, but I'm not sure. Can they fit through that hallway there?
No, that was the problem.
Uh,
Make him small and then get him out.
right.
Where's
well,
Bob?
I guess we'll.
Wasn't he the one who did that?
Yeah, I think Bob went after Jetta and Frar, so I'm not sure. I'll have to track them down, but is it okay if you
Us?
guys hang out here for a while I try to get them?
Been 2 weeks. Can't see why it couldn't be longer. Only starving
weeks?
completely. Well, how long
Has
has
it
it been
been
for
2
you?
weeks? It's only been a few hours.
Oh, it hasn't. I've been sleeping off and on. Like, probably had at least.
I see.
12 minutes?
Here, hang on to my water skin and rations. I have a few here,
thanks.
so yeah.
Got
Don't eat it all at once. Just
Oh.
pace yourself, just in case we have to. Yeah, wait
All
for
right.
a while.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go get them as fast as I can. All right.
Please, it's time. I'm ready to go.
Okay. And I go out, make my way back to that entrance, that way outside.
Before, as you guys start to set up your camp, by the way, you do see a few, obviously the guards. A few of the guards kind of peek out the entrance of the pyramid, and they kind of clock you.
I
You're
we
camping
cleared the
here
way
for
for
the
you
night?
guys. Well, we have to rest. We're all. It took a lot out of us to clear the way for you guys, so you're welcome.
Yeah, thanks. I guess I kind of should, like, no different inside and outside, just this is outside. Yeah, you guys get your rest. We'll watch.
Where is the one who's closest to the elf lady, Cathala?
Well, she went with you, Antella.
Oh, she's dead then.
Sorry to inform you.
Oh. Alright, I guess that's more... Shit. Did she actually get away?
Elias.
Cathala has, but the other one's dead.
Would she have had money on her? No.
What do you mean?
You guys
I
didn't
mean,
get
we were
paid.
paid.
Aren't you loyal to
We're
her?
supposed to be paid. Well, we're
But what about
loyal
your
to the
captain?
person with the most platinum.
She was,
And what about
Also-
your captain?
she was
I will-
supposed to pay us as well, so. we're
I will
all
take
under our
out
loss.
the bag of coin
You
and
don't need to pay.
that she gave me, and open it up to see
No,
how much is in
no.
there.
Oh, okay, I thought you were gonna give it to them.
So none of these coins appear to be of Wesmian heritage, or for that matter, because you've been a few places, Fuensian or Palian heritage either. These are not standard issue coins of any realm that you're familiar with, but you can definitely tell the difference between copper, silver, gold, and platinum. And it is a mishmash of platinum and gold pieces.
And those have inherent value, right?
They have perceived value based on your experience with them around the realms. People like their coin. If they can't get coin, then it better be something shiny, usually.
All right, I'll keep that to myself for now.
Good choice.
Yeah.
Can't give NPCs all that money.
So the guards said, you guys get your camp going. I mean, if you killed things off, great. Just means that we should, watch for a bit for you guys, get your rest, because, I mean,
Our friend is still inside.
yeah, she went to go and get something else.
Maybe you should make yourself more useful and cook something.
Well, I got that covered.
Hey.
No worries.
Oh, because Jerry can cook if you want him to.
No, it doesn't sound like someone who could cook.
They could cook as good as me.
I doubt it,
Well,
honestly.
we'll leave
Seriously,
the cooking
We'll put
to
up
me
a
and Bob,
perimeter.
actually.
We'll watch. If anything bigger than a bat comes at us, we'll get you guys, because you're frankly tougher than us.
Well, I'm pretty tapped out actually.
Well, we can, many hands and all that shit, right?
Just
I'm
make the
quite-
fire high so all the animals will be scared away.
I'm quite
second-
refreshed, so I will also be keeping an eye out while I make some alchemical formula, and he will start laying out his alchemist supplies.
Good. I will hit the sec then. Good night.
About that time, Rook will actually emerge from the pyramid as well.
Oh wait, before that, I will.
I will first
I,
make dinner.
I would like to give Stuart my herbalism kit.
Ah,
You look like you could make use of these. I don't even remember having these.
I might be able to. And the player will see what you can do with a herbalism kit.
fair enough. So
Before Rook goes out, could she after a minute walking, she'll make a U-turn and drag Chazit along? You know what? Come with me. I don't want you spending
What?
more time alone down there.
well, what
It's
about
okay. We can come back in the morning for the Chimera.
Terran?
We'll come back for them.
Terran is their name.
Terran. That's their
I
name.
named them Terran.
All right. All right,
Okay.
Terran. Okay.
Well, she's still sleeping. Just leave
Come with me.
leave her alone. Okay. So eventually, Rook does emerge with the green dragonborn that you guys met back at Feynman.
Oh,
You would have
Ah.
stayed there for. Our long rest would have lasted 10 days.
Oh,
No, more. 8 10 days.
is that a campfire?
4, yeah.
Rook will walk towards the campfire and investigate.
Can I see her?
Oh yeah, definitely.
I'll be waving her on.
Oh, it's them.
Where's Rook?
Hey.
There she is. Hello, Rook. Hello.
Hey, hi.
Rook!
Kind of good to see you guys.
We made camp!
Yes. Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
that checks.
It is them.
Good.
Come
Now
on,
the
come on,
whole
Chelsea.
forest knows.
Well, now they're all, whatever was too small to handle us, I guess will be too scared of us now. Yay.
I guess. So,
So-
have you guys managed to track Cathala down?
No.
Please tell me you have.
Guess what? She teleported out. Just like a similar wizard we dealt with in the past.
I do have good news.
Oh yeah,
for
that
you,
tracks.
though. I do have good news for you, though.
What is it?
We're gonna kill her.
I agree.
Well, that was
who are we
kind of a
killing?
message.
Hang on. Who are we killing?
Cathala.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're the elf bitch, right?
Yes.
And Reese like,
Yes.
yes, you've got it. You understand.
This woman, what was her name again?
Cathala.
Cathala.
Elf bitch.
What was she certified?
Certified bitch.
Thought she was on our side, but I already suspected she was not doing the effort in the battle.
No, I don't think she was ever on our side anyway. I told you guys to like keep her at an arm's reach.
I told you
And
all we
Rook.
should kill her.
Rook, actually, as soon as Stuart says certified, you immediately connect into the realization, oh yeah, magic wielders are supposed to have like certification from somebody important. Usually Sunbell or Wesmia.
Huh. That reminds me. Wait, Stuart, Stuart, right? You mentioned something about certification. If she's a magic wielder, then she might have some certificate. I go through my backpack and then bring out the books and stuff. I found these journals. They're in a different language. Maybe one of you can understand. Maybe there's a certificate in here that might point us to where she's from. I don't know. Come on. Here.
A
I
different
pass it to you.
language. I can. Give me 10 minutes, and I will ritually cast Comprehend Languages.
Oh, thank you.
Actually, I'll open it up first and see if I know the language.
Who's all gonna look at the books?
I'll help.
I'm gonna start cooking since Bob is asleep.
Yeah,
Okay, so
Bob-
now
Bob's
Bob just said he's gonna look at the books.
I said I will cook first and then sleep.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
So, Bob, you recognize the language immediately. It's a form of Druidic.
Oh, that's the least expected language I've had.
Wait, I know this language.
Any deep
We use
speech, dwarvish, and elvish?
We use it as druids. It's called Druidic.
Oh,
Don't I know this language?
do you?
Do I? I felt like I did.
So, what do these books say?
Let me see.
So, are you gonna stop cooking and read through the books? Because there's a lot of information.
I'll continue off. Where
Frav,
here.
can you finish the soup? The stew.
Yes, yes.
Jerry
I'm gonna
kinda
dump a bunch
sidles
of
up to
stuff
you.
in it.
Sidles up to you for us, like, I got a few spices if y'all need it, but
What is it?
well,
Let him
mostly
poison
like
us.
salt and pepper. My favorite's the basil. Basil.
Let him
Hand-
cook.
hand it over.
Far, let him cook.
Yeah.
No!
Let me,
and-
I
and-
know my herbs are in my bag.
I just want to help, okay? You guys.
I'm gonna dump the whole
gotta
basil in
see
it.
out.
Don't ruin my soup.
You might want more water with that too now.
Do we have any water?
I wouldn't get from there. That's kind of bullshitty.
No.
I have some more bloody flour. Well, we could add that.
What is that?
You'll love
You
it.
wouldn't want to know.
I'll just-
Hey. So Bob, looking through these books,
Liquid
while,
dinner.
We're all gonna be plastered.
while Frar is fucking up with your soup, you're looking through these books. And as Druidic is not really a written language, when it does get written out, it tends to be almost like listening to Entish. It takes a very long time to get anything of importance out. It takes many pages to cover one sentence. And so you end up kind of, it looks like he's, to everybody else, like Bob is just being a savant and just flipping through pages very quickly to read through some things. Go ahead and roll for me a investigation check. See what you can find out of these books that's interesting quickly.
Good luck, Bob.
2.
Oh no!
Okay, now here's the thing. You keep the books for a period of time, and you're going to get a lot more out of it. However, just doing the quick leaf through of the book right now.
Can I use the advantage that I bought earlier?
I feel like I was also assisting him.
I would go for the advantage, and I'll go for the 12 on that then. Mostly, actually, Stuart, you're kind of intrigued by a new language. And while you could totally just cheat, you don't always like to cheat. you'll actually like learning these kinds of things. So, but Bob, you're kind of flipping through it. There's a couple of moments where you kind of see mentions of Redbud Druids, and so you pause on those moments. And on one of the pages, or one of the 7 sets of pages that it takes to actually get through a concept, you do see that the Redbud Druids were protecting this pyramid as a way of protecting protecting the forest.
It tells the tale of how the druids were protecting this temple in the forest.
You flip
I
a few
see.
more times, and you see a mention of 3 trees. One of them at the at a citadel. And you kind of glean through it real quick. It's nearby Roru. One at the pyramid, and one at the far east end of the forest as well, by a small lake.
There's pictures of the trees. One of them we already know, Jeddah. Look, it's the one at the citadel. And the other
Really?
one is here on top of the temple. And there's also another one in the south. Almost like a triangle.
I see. So that confirms the contents of this journal, and then I bring out the journal that I found about from the adventurer, and point out the page where that adventurer was looking for a source of arcane power. So yeah,
Maybe he
it
made
seems like
the rift.
I'm not sure about that. I don't think there's anything in the journal about it, but he was looking for some sort of arcane power in the pyramid, and it does speak about the tree in the pyramid. Maybe you should check it out.
Maybe we should go back in tomorrow and look at the tree.
Oh, how you tempt me. I have my own things to do, but now you put a mystery in front of me, and I just can't leave it alone. Would
Can I
it be
do this?
so much trouble for me
my
to
God.
tag along with your little adventure?
I don't mind.
That's the
Checkers-
mystery consisting
Checkers
thing.
is not there, by the way. Checkers was obliterated by a fireball, so
Yeah,
That's checkers?
Checkers is here.
I thought it was a dog.
Right next to the microphone.
It was Checkers, yeah. It was Pickle. So yeah.
I mean,
think
you should
at-
tag along.
At the campfire, I will tell Stuart our whole story about how it started in the Citadel, where I met Jeddah. We found our way out. Then we, after getting out of the Citadel, we met Frar, and then later met Rook and Reese, and how we got arrested in Roru. Oh, not in Roru, in the Playmouth, and our adventures to the north and sailing and everything
the
we
giant.
did, and how the Slot infection then eventually brought us here. Looking for the gem and also working for the amethyst dragon. How it's all connected to each other somehow.
and Reese will just kind of lean over. It's where we got our name, I think. These nuts.
Fuck.
Slayers of giants, friends of dragons, purveyors of nut paste.
Fantastic name, notwithstanding. This is quite the interesting group. You have a druid. Sorry, what is your character? A elf,
A half orc,
half orc.
an elf and a drow.
Yeah. So
No.
what you see? So go ahead and describe just because he hasn't actually had this luxury yet. What does he see, Frar, when he sees you?
He says a big hunk of a man, half orc, wearing a sort of like not a trench coat, but kind of like a long, thick coat. But over it is actually an armor plate that has DN on it, which is these nuts. And I think like we have the symbol of the nuts too.
Yep. Yeah, I'll put it up on the here. Let me see if I can pull it up here real quick. Where is it? It is
in
going
the
to be in
stream.
my handouts. It is in
Yeah.
the stream, but it's also right here. Let's see if I can get it for the stream here as well. There we go.
And he's
it's not
also,
showing up there,
like-
That's okay.
I think it's in the chat also, and
Yeah.
But he also looks like there's a streak of blue across his one eye or one cheek. Is it the cheek or the eye or something like that? That matches Bob's hue if he wasn't made of stone. He looks very greasy, very warrior-esque kind of thing, but his demeanor is fairly tame when he's not making murderous remarks. So basically, a very generic half-orc fighter.
While
Very generic.
while Frar is already tall, with my over 7 feet furbog big body, I even tower over him. As I am normally light blue, but the Citadel a few days ago on the last long rest changed my skin into a light grey stonish. So I have stone skin at the moment. I used to have a big afro, but
it's just a boulder.
a fireball roasted it for half of the part, so there's like this big chunk out of my big afro, where also I used to have critters laying in there. On my shoulders, I have moss growing.
Now you have fossils in it.
And I'm carrying a huge staff which is made of loose chunks that like shards that are all in like telekinetic suspense of each other. So there's spaces in between where you can. It looks broken, like it's broken, but it is whole. Other than that, I have goggles on my forehead, which are night goggles for my dark vision I can put on when we're in the dark. I have a necklace around me with a big heart hanger hanging on it. And apparently I have this huge necromancy starfire in my deck for over a year, where I can bring people back to life.
It's only been an Elven day. Okay. Brooke.
Yes. So what you see in front of you is like a short tree-like creature right now, but she has like
Just
a
your arms, right? I
red
think just your arms.
Just the arms, yeah.
Oh, just the arms. But
Yeah. Arms and,
Her-
and collarbone area.
Have you seen
okay.
the Witcher, the last Witcher season? There's like
No.
also the dryads there. There's dryads that also look a little bit more like.
Okay, I haven't seen it either, so totally
Okay.
disconnected from that.
Spoiler,
So
please.
that was not my inspiration. Carry on.
Okay. All right. So yeah, right now you see a little elven girl with short hair, and her eyes are like bulging out, right? They
Yeah.
were bulging out. Oh my god. Okay. So yeah, she's wearing like leather armor with a lot of studs in it, and she's carrying a bow that's almost as tall as her, 5'1" frame. And yeah, she would be hanging around with an owl, but that was obliterated. So yeah.
Is this a bow that you're carrying? Is it the bone bow?
Yes, it is. How big
Okay,
is
making
it?
sure. Yeah, it's this height. It's as tall as you are.
Did that
Maybe a little
break?
taller, actually.
Okay. He's like,
No, the other one broke.
yeah, it did.
Is she also
Alright.
bound in like marvelous muscles because of the belt?
Probably, yeah. She's wearing a giant belt that looks too big for her. It's like up to her chest area now, and yeah,
Use it as armor.
looking a bit swole.
WrestleMania belt.
And then Jetta.
So, Jetta's a drow. So she has like bluish, purplish skin with stark white hair that is fashioned into like a long braid. She dresses more like a rogue, but you notice that there's a holy symbol hanging around her neck. And if you look really closely, you can see that it's eggplant shaped in nature. So that might come off as a little strange, but she also has like bright red eyes, and drow nature.
It's interesting for you, Stuart, in that you haven't seen too many of Jetta's ilk, except for when you were passing through the cliffside community of Seos, back in the Monster Kind Nation.
There was another time in my backstory.
There was one.
And
other time, yes.
now that everything is calm, you'll notice Stuart seems tense whenever you look at him, or even if you come near him. He seems to tense up, but he doesn't seem to let that show in his when he's speaking. He'll say, "This seems like quite the mystery and quite the conspiracy. I would love to be able to travel with you all, honestly. If I'm being honest, I've been traveling on my own for a while, and
Do you like nuts?
It's a mouse, so that
Do
implies,
mouse
doesn't it?
eat nuts?
Oh my god, Bob, you can't just say that.
Well, he is a mouse.
He fits the requirements that we
Even
all
red.
have to look strange.
He even ran on all fours. We all saw it.
actually, and a little rat, a white rat, comes out of his cloak and runs up his arm. I'm
Is that your son?
actually more of a rat, were-rat, if you will.
Your father?
Oh.
No.
Oh.
No, my familiar.
And it kind of
Oh.
crawls, the rat up on the shoulder kind of turns and looks and just kind of sniffs out at the air at you guys.
Well, I like him.
Oh
He
my
gets
goodness.
my boat.
His name
Yeah,
is,
that's familiar too.
and you see him, you've never seen a rat person blush before, but now you have. And he says, his name is Cheese Diver. Yes,
Cheese
yes, I
Diver.
know.
Nice
He's,
to meet you.
I named him when I was very young.
And Cheese Diver actually puts out
May I?
one paw.
I would like to reach out and
Cheese
like
Diver,
shake the.
Yeah. And they do
Cheese
a kind of a
Diver.
shake.
you know, touches the hand because they have very good opposable.
Wait. Can she cook?
Soup is ready, guys, by the way. There you go. And it starts handing out bowls.
Thank you.
Pretty powerful.
What's in this thing?
Just try it.
Jerry's already taken a bowl and he's just like, oh, damn, that's good.
See?
What
It
does it taste like?
is.
25 on the cooking test.
Really? Whoa, I missed that. I did not have
Yeah,
that open.
25. That's like the best alcoholic soup ever.
It really is.
This
So
drink is-
some of it is
Behind.
actually just, yeah, some of it's kind of just
Basil
a little bit of
infused.
sermon, but basil infused bloody frar soup. So, jeez, I'm going to say no, Bob. You know what? You describe what you think it's you think it tastes like.
Well, of course, I compensated for all the basil that the guys threw in. So the taste is not the way I would liked it because I had to throw in some other herbs to disguise the basil taste. But it has a strong, salty yet sweet taste to the stew, where of course there's only veggies in there.
A flavor to knock you out.
It's like whiskey meets savory meets vegetables.
Does it get us crunked up?
I don't know. Roll
Or
Constitution
did
saving throw for me.
Oh my goodness, let's go.
Anybody who has some.
Good.
You're starting to get used to some
That
of
checks.
the stuff that
That
Far
checks.
throws at
I
you.
should be fine.
That checks.
Stuart, this has got a.
He threw alcohol in my soup?
He
Yes.
did throw
Yeah.
alcohol in the soup.
Bloody
yeah.
far.
13. Wait, why is it
So-
so spicy? That's a spike.
It's
I don't think
secret
it's spice.
Kind of,
Oh,
it
no,
tastes
I mean,
delicious,
like
but
a-
it burns when it goes down.
Jetta,
It doesn't
is
punch. I mean, it
scorching
doesn't
your
punch.
throat.
What doesn't hurt you makes you stronger.
That's
Makes me
really
sleepy.
strong.
Makes me
Oh,
sleepy,
that's
How
actually.
long have you done
Right.
this? Oh my goodness. It's
You
good
look
though.
to the guards, and they're just downing it. Chazith too.
You guys might want to take that slow. Okay, you're drinking it down.
We're fine. We're doing just fine.
You know, Bob, we could open a restaurant.
I roll that's a 5. I rolled a 5 for Reese. So, Reese,
Goes down
try.
smooth.
Yeah, it does. And by the way, Reese's you immediately kind of see Reese try to take a little sip in, and he immediately retches off to the side.
Maybe we should just go to sleep, Rich. I think I'll do the same. Getting a bit tipsy from the soup. The stew.
And just kind of melts towards the moss on the ground.
Before we all
You know what? You guys just take it easy.
Alright, I'm sleeping right away.
Before you would
I
sleep,
waited a year for this sleep.
before you would sleep, I would like to talk about the events today.
Sure, what about them?
Well, one thing is, I feel I've been even more useless today. So, well, this year at least. I feel like maybe some sort of command should be given towards me.
What do you mean?
Someone to tell me what to do when we ever get into another encounter.
In my opinion, maybe you should stop wrestling everybody.
That's why that's why I think maybe it's better someone would. I work better as a weapon rather than as a sentient being.
I think we'll be fine if you just stand in front and swing that axe of yours.
But you know, this rage inside me, it cannot be quelled by myself. I need someone to guide me.
Stuart is quite a bit smaller than you, and he'll walk around you, sizing you up. You know, I have been taught in the ways of war, war magic, if you will, and I have some tactical experience.
Then we will put that to the test in the next battle.
Yes.
See if you're a proper commander or not.
I've never been able to try my hand at a real battle. It'll be interesting to see.
And now you have a golem to command.
No, I have a man, a very powerfully built man, and I intend to do what I can.
Then there is also another thing. Your friend, Bob. The elf. The other elf.
Which other elf?
Which other elf?
The one with the wooden arm. You've forgotten him already?
Dr.
He
Rita.
disappeared without sight.
Ah, that one.
I have a theory that he's been, or she, has been collected by Cathala.
Looked at you, say. Is she the one who make him vanish?
I think so, considering she was the one who killed Reese. And she was the last one to interact with him last I met.
She
Theorized.
cast a spell.
She did.
At this
What
point,
did it
I
look
don't
like?
know if Tarina is good or bad anymore. I tried to talk sense into him, but he wouldn't respond to me. It's like he didn't even recognize me.
So we should kill him.
Well, I don't say you kill him, but maybe if our paths cross again and we can save him, we will. But if he's somehow still connected to Cathala, but I wouldn't go searching through the temple for him.
I need you to tell me now, if we see him, do I kill him?
No, he's a friend of me, and jealous. I
Then
think
I guess I'll
something
grapple.
overcame him. Maybe he was infected, just didn't show yet.
Speaking of that, I did see something odd with the grayer toad like things.
They aren't exactly same as the red ones. Not just by looks or color, but I think when we killed one, something happened.
What do you mean? Like, I know that they can cast magic, right? They were the ones hurling fireballs at us.
Yes, but
Maybe if you can use magic and you get infected, you'll become a magic one.
they seem smarter. Like the red ones would just attack you and then stay in that space to keep attacking you. The gray ones, they leave illusions. They try to get away from you when they know they're going to get overwhelmed. They're smarter.
It's good for you.
Well, the red and blue ones aren't smart, but these ones are smarter.
You always have the brains and the brawls. I mean, it's good to know when we encounter them again, but seeing that we now patched the leak and it's no longer dripping into the river or into the bay, maybe Claymouth is fine now, or will be fine. And there will no more
You patched it?
new slates will be forming. Yes, we did.
Certainly hope so.
And
Yeah, we patched it with a
That's
rock
good then.
and some webbing.
But I feel like they could understand us. Like maybe there's some semblance of humanity or elfanity in them.
so
You mean the elves? Oh, the gray salads.
Yes.
So, Stuart, you're the smart one among us. Is what we did with the hole enough?
For the
With
time
your
being,
Arcana
it's
check of a
stopped.
19. Yeah, with your Arcana check of the 19, you're gonna say it's what they've done is probably only temporary.
You temporarily ceased the flow, which is a good thing. I won't say that you did
We saw
no
the rift close.
good at all, but unless we find a way to activate the seals around the portal, it's going to be very easy to open it up again, if it's not already opening up as we speak.
Will we
And
need
how
to
do
be
we do it for
religious?
good?
We need the gem. The one that Caleb stole, Cathela stole.
Damn it.
Perhaps. The gem was also sized to yours as well.
What gem?
So, theory. Assuming there's more than one gem, if we collect them all, can we snap the goo out of existence?
I think we just closed the rift forever.
Question.
My guess.
You said you visited a different place on this triangle of different locations. Was there any other planar portals or shenanigans happening there?
Oh, but
Inside the pyramid?
there was something wrong with the tree when we were there.
It was like a sickly tree that we had to.
With white
Deal with.
buds instead of red buds.
Who's proficient in history?
I am.
Me, 4. What's yours?
Okay.
I am too, actually.
I am as well.
I don't know if I'm allowed
Wow.
to roll this one.
And this one is going to be Jetta, Rook, and Frar who can roll a history check.
Alright.
Just to see who it's going to click in with, if anybody. Oh, and it does. It clicks in with Frar.
Far of all people. I'm a historian.
Frar, actually, he talks about a portal. And you did go through a portal recently. Well, I mean, it's been about maybe a couple of months. But it was the portal on that ship. That place where that Beholder zombie was.
Wait, no, there was an encounter. We did go through a portal once. We found a ship underground. I think it was underground. I don't remember exactly, but it took us to a plane of treasures. Useless treasures, by the way.
Well, that's where the Star Sapphire was.
Except for the one gem Bob had. And there was a being that I've never seen before or heard of before. Had multiple eyes, and it looked very sick. And it floats.
Shot beam at us.
It shot beam at us.
Would I know what of a beholder?
Now go ahead and roll me a history check.
I like how it's so easy to tell it's a beholder just by saying a lot of eyes.
13 as well.
Yeah,
5 on the die.
Unusual. I mean, all beholders sound as though they are pretty sickly in nature. But yeah, you've heard of gazers and spectators and things like that too. So
All of this is hypothesis, but there might be crystals specific to the locations on the map. Maybe, maybe not, but the one you have might not work here. Is a possibility, because
On this
my
druidic
thought
maps.
process is that wizard took the crystal away from here, perhaps knowing its purpose, and she probably would have known you had yours, or would she not have?
Oh no, if we didn't
There was
told her or shared it with her, so
there was another elf that looked like her in
it's
some
just
way.
a convenience. Coincidence. Sorry, coincidence.
I don't think it was a
Remember-
coincidence.
I don't think it is either. Remember that part where Bob tells in the story that we found a dead elf? Like, we found him again. He looked just as generic as her as well.
She
You
was already
described
there in the
this
temple
male
when
elf.
when we went there.
Just like a male version of Cathala with sharp features, tall. I think he had white hair as well. Did he have white hair?
He's dead.
he did, and then a red robe.
And he had a red robe instead of Cathala's blue robes.
I think we can dig up his corpse if you can talk to him.
No, it's fine. And you see a weird. He relaxes when you tell him the description. Yes, I think that these crystals definitely correlate in some way to the locations you described, but in what way I cannot say. Other than that, I have no more than any of you.
Wait, you said that there was something on the portal that shaped like Bob's crystal, and it's the same size, right?
And Bob's crystal's the same size as the one that she stole, allegedly.
So
Reese will
that
say,
means
I can attest to that from her back, from his back, just on the ground. I can attest to that. It is definitely similar in size.
wait, Reese, you were attuned to the crystal, right? Did you see something when you touched it?
Yes, I went for a flight. Do you not remember?
Yeah, you saw a globe, a carriage.
Well, wait, and she kind of he goes into his pack and pulls out the astrolabe, the wireframe astrolabe, with 8 spinning needles on it.
Yeah, we were
and
trying to figure out what this
It
one
operated
is.
this.
Didn't take that? Okay. Lucky.
You look good, yeah. Yeah. It's not moving right now, but maybe you could take a
Well,
look
no,
at
it's
it,
moving
Steve.
too much. That's the problem.
Oh,
See,
okay.
all of these. There's 8 of these needles, and well, here, Stuart, you figure it out, and passes it over to you. And what you see is a wireframe astrolabe, where there's 8. It's 8 3-dimensional needles, just kind of spinning wildly at this point. And Reese says to you, the thing is, when I had the stone, when I had that amethyst thing, 2 of those needles stopped. One of them was always pointed at Bob. That's not true. It only started pointing at Bob when he got that star sapphire back. The other one was always pointed at me.
And I will look at the one that's pointed at Bob, and I'll indicate
It's
which
not
one
pointing.
was.
They're all wild right now.
Is the fact that it's going crazy means it's in another dimension, like you say? Because this could be just related to our world.
Maybe we're just too close to the temple.
You mean like
No,
it
all I
interacts
know
with
is that it
signal?
only worked with me.
Can I can I do an Arcana check to try and determine if something's interfering with it?
You can certainly try, yeah. Ha! See? Okay, there you go.
I'll also, if it helps, I'll also take 10 minutes and cast Detect Magic.
Did you just cast Prestidigitation? I can't say the
Oh,
word, but
did I?
did you just cast it?
That is excellent.
There it is, Arcana.
Oh,
Yeah, so
bad roll.
I mean, it's tricky to determine what's going on with this thing. It's like everything else you've seen here so far today. Everything needs a power source.
Someone I see. They've been used. And until they recharge, they won't be pointed at. That's my hypothesis.
We've got a lot of hippopotamus.
It's hypotheses, Frar.
What's the
Forgive him,
difference?
Stuart.
No, it's fine.
It just blows my head. Okay.
Wait, Reese, you had the gem more than any one of us did. What
Well, it
other
kinda stuck
special
itself to
properties
me.
did it have?
Well,
Did it have other things?
I mean,
Can it do magic?
yes, it can.
Could it help you teleport?
Well, it helped me. I didn't want to use it because it just attached itself to me. It wasn't one that I chose. It just happened.
It's not usual.
I
for
used
that
it.
magical
I
item.
did use it to find Belifra. Not Belifra. That's not true.
Right.
Who did I find? I used it to find somebody. I know who it was. I used it to find.
The
no.
guy you wanted to bang.
No, well, I must admit, I think I used some magic from it for that.
Right. So
I
it's
haven't used it
more
much, though.
for finding things.
Not the
And the
light.
one that Bob has.
Well, if it was used for finding things, and I don't feel it anymore. Ever since I had it, I had this strange buzzing sound that made me feel like it was with me. You feel that, Bob? With yours?
Not at the moment. It's like it's asleep.
Right, that makes sense. I just...
Do you think
It's-
the
it's
giants would know more?
It's possible, that's where we found it from.
And
No, I
the
want to
one,
fight them again, though.
maybe not fight them, but maybe we could talk. The one we fought seemed to know what he was looking for.
Well, he's very dead now.
Well,
So unless
we
you can
could
speak to
find-
dead things,
we do have his head back there.
Wait,
We do have
Jenna,
his
you,
head
you
back
can
in the room.
speak to dead. People?
I can in the morning. I'm a little tapped, but
then you
I
should
can.
speak to Antella. We should find out everything we can about Cathala. And you should speak to Antella.
I agree.
okay.
She was the one who was working closest to Cathala. She might have something on her.
Some...
Let's all do this in the morning then and go to sleep now.
Yes, you were all.
Right. Shut it
Tired.
already and let's go.
There is one other thing.
Oh,
I'm sleeping. Good night. Bye-bye. I'm going to bed.
But
What's up,
okay,
Jetta?
I think I can heal your little tree problem if you're interested.
Oh,
Here's
please,
my eyes.
yes. Yeah.
I don't like knowing that I can't see myself going like this.
You look fine. It takes some getting used to, but yes, please.
So, we will
I
try.
reach out to Jetta.
I'm gonna look at Jetta like this.
I'm scared. Okay. We will try lesser restoration first, and then if it doesn't work, I do have something else.
On Rook?
Yes. Okay.
Alright. Let me have a look-see at that one again.
You may have a rooksy.
Oh my god.
I love it.
I will take 1d4 psychic damage for
It worked
My choice.
out.
my choice.
Oh,
Oh, man.
I was wearing a shirt yesterday, while I'm looking this up, I was wearing a shirt yesterday given to me by one of my students called, that said, 7 days without a pun makes 1 week. You can only imagine how the
Oh
word
god.
week spell. And it was a lot bigger hit than I expected it to be.
Oh boy.
I wish my students would give me that, but then again, I also wish I was a teacher.
And is weak spelled EA or EE?
Oh, EA. It was EA, yeah.
EA, yeah, okay.
Such a creature can end either one. Yeah, okay. Yes. Okay, so you cast Lesser Restoration. How does it look when you do so?
It's the eggplant holy symbol lights up, and some purplish energy that Sparkles goes towards Rook and just like covers her whole body.
All right. You see this the purple. It almost kind of spreads out like a liquid between the ridges of the bark that has kind of crossed your arms, and you can actually see it kind of glow a light pink off of it as well, and the bark seems to start to flake a little bit. It still sits on
working?
you,
It's working?
and then you go to wipe it, and you wipe it off clean, and you're clear it off, and your
I
skin
touch
is
my
there.
face. I touch my face.
I guess
The
you
rest
no
of you guys
longer
watching
have
this,
sticky fingers.
for the rest of you guys watching this, because it's lesser restoration, it only cures one condition. Her eyes are still bulging.
I'll fix the
Oh,
rest
God.
tomorrow.
God, please. But thank you, Jetta. And I give her a hug.
Aw.
Rook, can you
Back.
close your eyes?
I think so. I blink.
Yeah, and they are very they're getting a little drier now, but yeah, there's it's almost like you have to try to if you reach with your eyelids to get over top of them.
That's so painful.
The eyes are big, but the eyelids are still the same size.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. Oh god.
So
What
you
about-
guys all take yourselves with your drunken guard party and Chazith. You guys take yourselves a long rest.
Finally.
When you wake, you are level 6, and you are. There it is.
Love the background.
Level up. Okay. But when you guys awake, you are level 6, and you. But when you do wake, it is also quite sunny out because you guys didn't actually start your long rest. Well, for a while.
So, while we were doing the long rest, can I make an acid flask with my alchemist tools?
You would take a point of exhaustion because you wouldn't actually get a long rest.
You can
if
do it
were to so.
over a long rest.
Oh, can you?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it said. You're making
Find
me
it
doubt
for me.
myself.
I do want to do that because that's my job. So, I'm going to get you to double check that for me. Meanwhile, Jetta, I'm also just for a brief moment. In your ear. That was one way to do it.
What did I do?
You found the source of chaos on your world.
I hope the rest of the chaos that we run into isn't quite so eventful, like this interesting sludge and pyramid.
I don't know. I think it did quite well for your friend over there. He seems to be much stronger of skin.
But it turned my one
And
friend
I
into
do-
a tree.
Well, you could solve that, though. You could pick and choose. And if you don't want to if you want to pick and choose, perhaps if somebody's always going to have holographic eyes, that's your choice.
But How do you balance the chaos?
I think that's the challenge for you to decide, my dear. Chaos and balance are not good bedfellows.
It is true.
One just seems to lie there. The other one goes hog wild.
Speaking of which, I think I have a prank in the works.
You tell. Don't tell.
It's better that way, but you'll see.
It's better that way. I must admit to you, I will be infrequent. I've selected a few. I had a run-in with a god, if you will. Wasn't very friendly, put it that way.
Wait, aren't you a god though?
Yes, to a fashion for you. But gods can choose how many of their champions they keep.
What god was it?
Some woman who likes to call herself part of the sky. Anyway, it's just not important. What's important is that I keep you, and you keep me.
Okay.
The point that we're going for now is no longer to bring more people into the fold. Just to bring more people under our influence. Let them know that balance is not a good bedfellow all the time.
Interesting. So there are no other followers of you?
Well, there's two. They're rather annoying, though.
Including me or not including
Oh, no,
me?
you're not it. Sorry, my dear.
Just
Two
like,
more.
oh my god.
Two more aside from you. And you may come across them. But I hope you don't. The more interesting livelihoods you lead, the more fun it is. It wasn't getting fun anyway.
Wouldn't we be more chaotic though if we worked together?
I'm going to be with you now. Just less frequent. I need some me time.
Okay. Are you going on like a spa day or something? Where are you going?
I am going to set up a new home. And if you need me, I'll be there, of course. But these visits will be a little less frequent, at least until I've set my home up.
Oh, okay.
Don't worry, I'm always with you, and then if you need, you simply call, and I will respond. Just... You're doing fine. You're doing more than fine. You're saving lives. You're ending some that need it.
There's one more I want to end. Did you see that Cathala lady?
Elvish person, little uppity, yes, I understand.
I think I have something in mind.
This is a prank that might end up in death.
Yeah.
Glorious.
You'll
You
see.
feel him just gonna disappear.
Does anyone else hear Jenna like talking to somebody, or is it just...
I'm gonna say everybody is... I'm gonna basically say everybody is so exhausted, there's nothing happening.
Okay.
The guards, maybe.
Speak for yourself. I
Just
wasn't
kinda
that
shake it off.
exhausted. I was doing pretty chill.
So, about the alchemy supplies.
Yep.
So, in Xanathar's Guide to Everything tool descriptions, under alchemy supplies, you can use this tool. So, I don't think I can do it, but not because the long rest thing. So, you can use this
If
tool
you have
proficiency. What?
Are you proficient with the tool?
Yeah, I got it from being a artificer. You can use this tool proficiency to create alchemical items. A character can spend money to collect raw materials, which I did not do.
Which I'm going to say you will have collected them while you were in Cios.
Okay. The DM can allow this character to make a check using the indicated skill with advantage as part of a long rest, or with advantage to do certain things.
Okay, so I'm going to get
And then another part. As part of a long rest, you can use the alchemicals to make 1 dose of acid, alchemist fire, antitoxin, oil, perfume, or soap.
Like the fun acid, or
Okay.
And they cost half. Basically, they cost half as much as they usually do in alchemist material.
That makes sense now. Okay, I'm now picking up what you're putting down. So basically, when a cleric would normally be kind of communing with their god to just choose their spells, that's when you would be making these alchemical supplies. So that same kind of idea. So if that's the case, I'm going to get you to roll a quick Arcana check to see how that goes for you, because I'm going to say that you can do that now. Now that I understand what's going on.
Okay, I was just
Artificer is something that is slightly on the outside of my experience, so I'm here for the learning.
Also,
Boom.
quick question: is my Dex debuff still active?
Your Dex debuff is now gone, but your Perception buff is still up.
and you're still strong.
You're an alchemist
I'm so
artificer?
no. It's alchemist supplies. You can just do that. Alchemist artificer can do like a lot more stuff. I'm a level 1 artificer.
Yeah.
I did it to gain proficiencies in order to get like.
Yeah, I understand.
Higher
Otherwise you
AC.
would have just been able to make potions.
Yeah, so basically that means that Stuart is actually a level 1 artificer and a level 5 wizard, as of today. So, and that is where we're going to pick. Actually, I'm going to get you
I
do
still
one other
have
thing.
morning stuff to do.
Okay, go for it. Morning stuff.
As we wake up level 6, I now can every morning after a long rest consult my star map for omens. When I do so, roll a die, and I can then that day use a special reaction based on the result of the die. I will roll it now as I use my star necklace that I have, which is my star map, to let the sun shine light through it, and it shines a pattern of stars on the floor, on the ground. I will roll my cosmic die. It's a 20, so that means it's wheel, it's even. So at one time I can use my reaction to somebody who I see 30 feet, make an attack roll, saving throw, or ability check. Use my reaction to roll a d6 and add a number to the total. So it's like an inspiration die I can now set in.
That's cool.
I can use it 3 times a day, sorry, equal to my proficiency bonus.
Awesome.
So I will keep in mind that it's an even score at the moment.
Awesome. Okay, so
I just realized the level 6 behind you.
Other than that, I also, of course, like a chef, I make always snacks in the morning and I hand them out. So that's a little snack you can make. You can eat with your bonus action, and it will give you 3 temporary hit points.
I'm gonna eat it
How long
right now.
does hit points last?
No, you're not getting anyone for her. I give one to Rook, I give one to Jeddah, I give one to Stuart. The last 8 hours. So they last till about dinner time when we set up camp again or something.
Awesome.
Oh man, but I'm hungry.
Put those temporary hit points in.
When you eat them, of course.
Oh yeah, when you or put the biscuit
Yeah.
in your inventory, one or the other.
Exactly. It's like a healing potion.
Nom nom.
There you go. So when you wake,
right away, eat them and have 3 temporary hit points all day. That's true.
Yeah.
When we wake.
when you wake, each of you have had some sort of a change that's happened inside the pyramid.
I was wondering.
One of the changes that has happened for Rook is her eyes were bulging out of her head. You open your eyes for the morning and kind of blink, and immediately your hands go to your eyes, and they're back to their regular set position.
Oh yes, thank you. I look at my skin.
It is still skin.
It's not blue anymore.
It is not blue anymore.
Guys, wake up! We're cured.
You look back over to Bob, and his it looks like he's got a layer of dust on him. As soon as he moves up, it just kind of drips off. It kind of falls off of him.
I'm not stoned anymore. Oh, there goes my +2 AC. I was the only one with the benefit.
And but what's interesting when you look at Bob, you also notice with your passive perception, Rook, the red pigmentation on his skin that was in here is no longer there.
It's like a fresh cracked one.
Bob?
Yeah.
Have you looked at your skin lately? The red streaks are gone. I look at
was
Frar.
stoned before, but
Marcel has his blue streaks, although his eyes aren't swirling anymore.
I will use somebody's weapon to see the reflection of my face. Wait. Did I give
You
it
can
all
use
to...
this one.
Did I give it all to Reese?
Reese, give me what?
Well, look at yourself. You have streaks of red in you now, since I've resurrected you.
I have Frar in me.
Yes, I shot Frar.
Hold on, buddy. Hold on.
Oh,
Look, just
Now you
blinks
can,
like.
you can transfer part of me on people now.
I don't know. When we merged and were killed together, we took a little bit of each other. I don't know, maybe you can give a little bit of blue to him as well, and shoot me in him.
Why do you have to word it like that?
I don't,
Oh, I don't know how else to say it.
because I'm here for it. That's why.
I have never heard of any sort of magic like this.
That's because it's all physical.
A life essence.
It's weird like that. Well,
And you actually look over to the guards. One of the guards also their eyebrows that I told you beforehand. Their eyebrows have become these ridiculous peaks. They've kind of settled back down to normal, and so everybody seems to have, now that they're no longer in the pyramid, lost their effects. You look up to the pyramid, and while you could still see some of the staining on the side of the pyramid of where the oil was dripping down, it's no longer running with the material.
that's good. That's good. Can I step backwards and then take a look at the top of the pyramid?
For sure. And go ahead and roll me a perception check.
My eyes are back in their sockets, so I don't have the bonus anymore.
Don't need
Still
it.
good.
With a 21, you can clearly see to the top of the pyramid. And getting a little bit of a better look at it, you can kind of see maybe the point, not at the very top, but maybe the point near the top, where the liquid was being purged from the inside. And it appears to be dry. Do feel, with a 21, you also hear something else, though, around the corner of the pyramid.
I look to where the sound is coming from.
So you actually have to walk a good solid distance, probably about 50 feet, to kind of be able to see around the corner.
Yeah.
I swear, you just watch Bob walk into the pyramid.
I look back at the party. This Bob's still
That's
with
where
us.
we left
Bob's still with
off.
Guys?
Yes.
What's up?
I think I just saw Bob walk in there, but Bob is with us, but... Huh. Is it looping? Huh.
And that's where we're going to end today's session.
God damn it!
shit.
Damn!
Okay.
You can't end it up.
We're in a time loop.
Oh man, cliffhanger! Not to wait a week, like watching a
Just
show.
not go in anymore.
Whatever happens, happens.
Screw everybody who's still in there.
That's kind of... I
But
can
that's
understand the
ourselves.
desire there.
Yo.
Yeah.
Yo.
So we'll be back on this again next week, and so we're looking at August 25th, starting ourselves off with the next session at 6 o'clock my time, which is noon UTC. Adventures of Ella in again today at 9 UTC.
Yes, that is correct.
I still haven't updated those things, so I'm gonna have to do that here real quick.
2 p.m. European time.
Yeah, that's right. And then Sky, you got a game running today too?
No, Sunday will be
Sunday.
my next stream.
Awesome. Okay, that's actually what I'm doing my next live game. But I'm back in. We're not doing Storm King's Thunder this coming week. I'll be actually I'm going to be going camping in a lovely place called Waterton. But Varod, actually Varod ran their Legend of Zelda game this week, so he'll be off next week as well. So the next session after caffeine session on the channel today, we'll be back with the Chronicles of Olivos. Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can get some more people to try out some of those funky dice that we got going down here. Dak, if you're still in the channel, go ahead and roll some dice just for stinks and giggles and see what happens. I do want to.
Yeah.
I've rolled a couple of times in there today.
I hope you get low rolls, Dak.
It's the thing is, he's now actually rolling customized dice into the actual stream as opposed to actually doing it in the chat.
Shit! I gotta check
So-
this out.
Yeah, you guys can. Let's do it. I'll post it in the chat here real quick.
Well,
Well,
I
we
am
need to
very, very dehydrated, so I need to go drink water.
You go drink your water, but we'll be back again next week here anyway. I'll just put
everybody.
finish
Take care,
shows,
guys.
guys.
DD
See ya.
dice.
See you, buddy. So
Bye-bye.
I'll put that link on here for you guys to try it out. There it is. There's somebody rolling some dice for us. And so that's actually going straight into the
Oh.
stream, which is kind of neat.
No way! That is so cool.
So you can also pick out your own customized dice. So I have smoky rainbow dice like this guy here. I have my actual Windy J D&D dice, like so. If you get an Nat 20, it actually looks like my logo. And then I've got the dice I'm going to use for Star King's Thunder. Huzzah!
Hey!
There we go. You can do all sorts of crazy things in here. It's
We should
browser
make
source and
nut
OBS.
dice then.
We should totally be making nut dice. All right. All right, I've now been inspired. Let's find somebody that we can raid today. Who shall we do the raiding of?
Arrow is online.
Arrow is online. Arrow's been online for a while though, so mind
Yeah.
you, not as long as Mike Moans. So let's do
So
that.
Mike Wants
Let's
is
go
doing
and irritate him.
Warhammer.
He is doing
Yeah.
Warhammer. So Arrow, we're coming at you. Thank you guys very much for
Yeet.
joining me again this week. We will see you guys all next week. Take care of each other. Love each other. Peace out.
See you guys.
Bye.